I almost feel like you gotta
talking.
leave that in because it's funny.
I figured I would just stop talking just so I can cut that out.
Oh my god,
bro! What the fuck? I'm not even trying my best. It's not my fault. Microsoft Teams don't want to work with me. Fucking, how come they can't give me a fucking noise canceling option? And then the fucking wavelength wouldn't fucking register the things I'm downloading.
Man, so I'm trying my best.
I'm fighting for my life.
Y'all killing me, man.
Oh,
that
God.
was fucking funny.
That's going in the intro. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Xpansion Pack podcast, where we download this week's gaming news and we bring it straight to you. I'm your host, Danzel, aka Black Ice, joined by my co-host each and every week on all the platforms: YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. We got my boy to my right, Master Flex. How you doing, bro?
You already know. We gooping at war. I hate my cringiness.
I don't understand.
We're the goop of war, guys.
Okay, sure. I mean,
I don't even know how to interpret that. Like, I really don't.
It's a lifestyle.
You're the ghost of goop.
Apparently.
The last of goop. You actually beat The Last of Us. So finally, after freaking 2 years, bro, I felt like just going through it last weekend, and I finally did it. I finally got to the end. I was upset because, like, when I got to, like, where I was literally, like, 10, 20 minutes away from beating the game, and I was like, damn, if only I actually took the time.
Question, do you have the remake of 1?
No.
All right, I may have to buy that because I want to go through 1 and 2 specifically with my wife before the show comes out. So I
definitely might want to go back to 1 before the show.
Yeah.
You can't wait January, baby.
January 15th, I think.
Oh, that's soon.
Said.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's already coming soon.
So I might have to use the holidays as the time to get caught up and whatnot because I think
it better be on sale.
Well, I don't know. I mean, even if it's not, I'm gonna just buy it, all right? Because I gotta go back and play it. My wife saw the trailer and she's like, "Wait, did we like play that game?" I'm like, "Well, sort of. We played the second one." So yeah, got to get caught up, get ready to go on that one. But yeah, sorry, Chris. How you doing today, man? Mr. May 25th, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm excited. Been touching on it a little bit. I said it last week, and we're a week closer. Now some leaks started popping out for this Pokemon shit. Bruh, I am excited. Woo! I know we're not going to talk about that today, but still. So I throw that out there.
We're gonna talk a lot about a lot of war related things, as Mr. Goop mentioned.
I get it now. Okay. Right.
So we're in the war goop. Or
wow, do you put that so badly, bro? Like, golly.
How about Goopymon? We're playing Goopymon now, boys.
Oh god, we're not goopifying everything, bro. It's not happening.
Yeah,
or Pokegoop.
Oh god,
that was not better.
Over. That was way worse. That was not weird. All right, guys. Well, Chris, we're gonna let you get things started off here. We're gonna ignore all the goopification of games right now. We want to get down to the buffer. So hit us off, bro.
All right, people. This week's buffer going right in. What's your favorite biome in a video game? For some of you who may be asking, what is a biome? Biome is like an environment, usually centered around like a specific trait or like a specific climate or a specific terrain, things like that. So for me, it definitely would be like icy areas. I've always been very, very partial to snowy, icy, glacial regions. I don't know why. It's just been my thing. I think that might have been part of the reason why I loved the snow in Red Dead so damn much, because I was like, oh, this is amazing. They've never done snow like this in any video game I've ever played. And I've played in a lot of snow areas. And I mean, this goes across the board, like from everything like a Ratchet Clank to a Red Dead to a Pokemon, whatever. Like, I've always loved snowy locations. especially the one that they did in Monster Hunter. That shit was fire how they did that, man. And I like when they put them in RPGs and shit too, and they give you some kind of mechanic to kind of keep yourself hot while you're in those locations. I always love stuff like that. I'd say a close second would be anything that is involving electricity. That shit's always really cool too. But yeah, the ice / snow shit, I don't know. It does something to me, man. I love it. I have not seen it in a video game done bad before. I'll say it like that.
Man, I remember when we were first load of Red Dead Redemption 2, just that whole Blizzard area. Oh man, fucking Red Dead Redemption 2 was a masterpiece, man. That game.
That really is.
Indeed.
Nah, but so icy areas, that's not bad, you know. I do fucks with the icy areas. I hope this, qualifies as an answer. But what I like in like video games, like an area, location, whatever we're talking about, I do like when it's more of like a nice big city. Like for example, like when I played The Last of Us 2, you're in Seattle, everything's like, all over the place. There's like a section where you go around and visit places and see how things are in places just to get to where you have to go next. I do love like the big cities, and I kind of wish that like, like the Division 1, for example, like that game was, New York. I fucking love New York maps for some reason. I always think New York is a perfect game for like a survival or, even just like a Grand Theft Auto storyline game. And I kind of wish like you could just explore everywhere, every building and just kind of see what's going on. And I know I forgot the game that's coming out, the one that you're hyped up Denzel about. That's like the zombie apocalypse game. I forgot what it's called.
Oh,
the day before, I think.
Yeah.
Yep. Got it.
Yeah, so like that game kind of looks like they have like their little city segment. So I'm kind of excited to explore that, and hopefully, like I said, everything's more open and. You can definitely explore a lot and stuff like that. Because, like I said, I do love like city elements in video games, especially in like those survivor horror games.
So are you specifically saying like you like the dystopian, like torn down cities? Because you just named 3 games that were all that. So like,
yeah.
Okay, got it. Okay,
I'll say that definitely. Like even when it's not torn down and it's just like a big city flashing lights and all that kind of things, especially with like the current graphics that we can run on these systems, throw some nice ray tracing and shit. Like I fucks with it. Like Spider-Man swinging around New York City. I'm gonna just say it. I fucking love New York City.
New York too. I hear you.
All right.
There we go. Give me New York games.
That's where I was born, so I definitely second that New York stuff for sure. So for me, and I'm glad you took a different approach to it, because I was, as soon as you said city, I was like, God damn it, man. But yeah, for me, definitely I'm a huge fan of cityscapes in general. Like I love like the aesthetic of a cityscape, like in pictures when it's captured in like, art on a wall, whatever type of stuff like that. But in video games in particular, I love the nighttime, rainy, like wet, slick aesthetic of a big city with lights everywhere. So, like for example, Watch Dogs Legion, like the way that looked and that was structured, like kind of like, especially if it's like more of a futuristic, like Blade Runner style city too, where there's lights everywhere, but there's also like crazy lights on the road and stuff. Like all that just looks cool. So like Cyberpunk got me with that one. Like I said, the Blade Runner aesthetic is big. Like almost kind of looking like Tron too, like just the way that looks. Like I love that aesthetic in video games. I guess we haven't seen it enough. I would say. I mean, I guess like there's a few examples I can think like Need for Speed Underground, like one of the very first Underground games, right? Like I loved the aesthetic of seeing, the cars racing with the neon lights under the cars and stuff, and like, it's always slick and wet looking, and it's just that shit is dope as hell to me. Like I love the way that looks. So even dating back to games like that, always loved seeing those types of biomes and aesthetics in video games for sure.
I can't wait to see how the new Need for Speed looking, because like they're taking a whole new element with like the anime style.
Yeah, Unbound. I feel like it's a gimmick. But it's only because,
at least you can turn it off.
No good.
But it's only because like I just don't trust Need for Speed as a franchise anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So everything they've done has just felt like a cash grab. Like it's just like just
Yeah.
stop.
Yeah.
Like what? Ever since like they redid Most Wanted, I think it was. Like ever since
Mm-hmm.
then, I've been like, yo, y'all just making trash. Just stop. Like if you're gonna go back to anything, go back to Underground. That had to be their most successful Need for Speed. It had to be because that was
Mm-hmm.
like hitting on car culture at the time and all types of stuff. And that game was
That
like a
Most Wanted, bro. The original Most Wanted. That shit was
Most Wanted was
hard,
yeah,
bro.
Most Wanted was dope. Most Wanted was definitely dope.
Yeah.
But Underground was something else, bro. At the
Yeah.
time,
Underground was my favorite easily.
yeah, at the time that was something different, bro. I don't think there was ever been a racing game that I really went out of my way to go like use the um manual to like shift. You know, and
Mm-hmm.
that was like a big thing in Underground when you were doing the drag racing. Like you had to
Yeah.
actually like get the shifting right so that you can keep your car in line and beat whoever you're racing against. It was just dope, man. Like they just they don't make racing games like that anymore. Obviously, it's like when you look at games like Forza Horizon, it's way better now. But
Mm-hmm.
it's like some of the little things that they captured with Underground, like I wish someone would go back and get again. But
Yeah.
Bro, man, I wish
The music too.
oh
Fire.
yeah, oh yeah.
they need to like go back, man. Like I don't know. Not even that. Like you mentioned Forza, and I know I'm just like going completely different directions, but Forza needs to take a chance on like a street racing game. Like I know they're more of like that scenery
Yeah.
shit and that like, oh, this is the horizon might, but like they need to take a chance, bro. Like maybe don't call it Horizon. No, because I feel like Forza would make a nice ass
They
fucking street
would. It'd
racing
be
game,
beautiful.
but they just like are stuck with the Horizons and the motorsports.
I think they're waiting. Yo, the Horizon Tokyo Drift edition. That conversation has been happening since day one. So we're
Mm-hmm.
5 iterations deep at this point. Playground Games has to know that this is
I've been
something that
waiting.
people want, right? So
Yeah,
I
man.
wouldn't be surprised if maybe after Fable, there or whatever happens, like I think within the next 5 years, maybe that Forza Street Racer style game could be a possibility. I really hope so because if they get that Tokyo Drift shit popping,
Yeah.
Like imagine they rebranded Forza Underground. Like that's it.
Yo, that would be
Duh.
hilarious.
they definitely can't do
Oh,
that. I'm
you
down,
said they
guys.
definitely can't
They
or
cannot do
can't.
that.
Why?
EA
What's
would be up their ass so quick. Like,
Nah, there ain't no way.
don't see that
There ain't
happening.
no way there's copyright issues. Come on, man. Like, let's be realistic, yo.
I don't know. I don't.
Uh,
It doesn't even need to be like a copyright thing in particular. Like the aesthetics behind that just don't look good. Like you gotta. I don't know. It would be hard.
Fine.
It would be dope as hell, but I just don't see that happening.
Yeah.
Yo, like, they're not gonna call it Underground, but
Forza Neon or some shit. I don't know. That's
nah.
something.
They could just call it
Forza
Forza
something.
Horizon 6.
Forza
and just,
Midnight.
oof.
Forza
See,
Mid.
Now you encroaching on Midnight Club, which we know Rockstar at this point will never get
Yeah.
back to. So
That was another really banger too, though. That was the only game at the time that I was like, "Yo, this competes with Need for Speed." I ain't gonna hold you. This got hard.
no doubt.
This
Midnight
shit got
Club
hard.
was fucking great, bro.
Yo,
love
but
Midnight
one
Club.
thing I
Yeah.
never understood, right? Midnight Club, the driving mechanics were good, and they never translated those driving. Well, maybe eventually they did, but like at the time, those driving mechanics did not translate to the GTA's that were out, and I was like, why are we?
That's
Why?
very true.
I feel like they were trying to go for more like that arcade style, like you're playing a fucking fake game. You're causing mayhem and shit. You just want to get away from the cops. That's your thing. Like I
That
don't think
burnout.
like maybe like in the street races, maybe implement a mechanic there, but I know they wouldn't like do that just because, like I said, it's like it's an open world sandbox game.
Yeah, but now the driving mechanics are better than Midnight Club was back then. So
Oh yeah, no.
I don't know, but
Yeah.
yeah, I would love
Games
to
that
see
should
Midnight
get
Club.
remakes. They would never do a remake for a racing game, but that'd be really cool. Like fuck
They
even making a
would.
new game. Just remake damn Underground.
Yeah.
They
Have they done it
would. They
before?
would remake that. I think that's something that could happen if enough people had that conversation. But
So the Need for Speed would be Need for Goop Underground, and the Midnight
boy.
Club.
All right, let's next
Well,
topic,
yeah,
y'all.
next topic, ladies and gentlemen. Chris, thank you for the buffer.
You fucked it up, bro.
We're gonna keep it moving before this man just goopifies everything at this point. Oh my god! Hashtag stop the goop, ladies and gentlemen.
Talk.
So
we
like I said earlier, we really only got two main things to talk about. Both of them are relating to war themes here. But as of today, November 9th, the new God of War game, Ragnarok, is officially released. Manny and myself have been diving into it. Unfortunately, my boy Chris, we still don't have a PlayStation 5 for him yet, but we got to get him to play that game. I would just start off by saying it's a magnificent game. It sounds or it seems like they are literally going to pick up right where they left off as far as all of the critical acclaim and success that the original game has achieved. I mean, I'm gonna say I'm about 5 hours in. I'm playing it on the second hard or below the hardest difficulty. I forget what it's called. Give me something. It's not give me God of War, but it's the right one right underneath that. And I haven't regretted it yet. But I did just find this optional boss that's pissing me off. And I don't have to kill him, but like I want to because he's killed me so many times that I'm like, I'm about to fuck you up. But anyways, we'll do a little discussion about it. We'll keep it we'll keep it spoiler free because Chris hasn't played it at all, and we're not really that far yet. So this isn't an official review necessarily, but we did want to address it because it did come out today, and it's getting tens and perfect scores across the board. Manny, I know you're itching to get back to it after we finish recording now. So tell me what you think of the game so far, man.
Sadly, I'm only 4 hours in, but this game is so far a cinematic masterpiece, and I love it so much. Like, this game hits the heart. Like, without spoilers or anything like that, there's a section in the beginning, and Denzel knows, and bro, just the way everything happened with, I'm gonna say the wolf, okay? It just touched my heart, man. I don't know what it is. This game is such a cinematic masterpiece. They do everything right. Even to when you just start the game and you just press new game, you pick give me God of War difficulty and you're ready to kick some ass, and you just see Kratos just fucking sitting by the fire and you already know you're about to go through some shit.
Yo, my guy is so excited. You can tell.
Bro,
awesome.
This game did not miss a beat. This game is a freaking banger. From the beginning, like I said, it's it doesn't miss a beat from where you left off. And oh my god, I just wish I can talk about the freaking spoiler part and everything like that. But of course, out of respect, we're gonna have to wait.
Please,
but I said, I love the, I guess you could say, the cinematography of this game, just the way the fucking cutscenes are, and they hit you personally. This game feels like a movie at times. I love the boss fights and just the way they are just planned out and placed, and it's perfect. I love it.
Bro, there's I thought this is what you were going to talk about or what you were alluding to, but there's this one moment very early in the game. I'm going to call it the I'm not done with you yet moment. Oh my god, bro! I was like,
that too.
I was like, what? I was like, y'all just did this? Okay, this is.
I'm like, yo, we just chilling. We're about to go home.
It was that moment where I really realized I was like, okay, this is gonna be different. This is gonna be a different.
It's that kind of game.
Yeah, it's gonna be a different experience. We knew what we were getting into with God of War. The first one, of course, banger. But it was just that moment. I'm like, oh. Okay. All right. Bet.
I don't know what PlayStation talking about, with no competition in games, but God of War is a fucking banger, and I wish Xbox had something like this.
Oh, for sure. But it's crazy, though, because the more I was playing it, the more in the back of my head, I'm like, I can't wait for Hellblade to come out. Because this is this is the experience that I think Hellblade is getting to, basically.
Yeah.
It's just visceral and I don't know, man. Everything about it. I love the banter between the characters, the conversations between Kratos and his son, like especially as a father myself, like it's just I don't know, it's just like very relatable. It just hits you, it hits you a different way, and like in seeing how they're portraying certain characters, like certain characters from Norse mythology, like it's just very cool to see. Like I obviously there's only so much that we can say because again try not to spoil anything, but I really just love the way everything's been handled so far. Love the combat. Combat is very fluid. Again, literally just leading or picking up from where they left off with the previous game. But even still, like today, I went back because I beat the game a couple weeks ago again, just because I'd forgotten a lot of what happened. Like even we were talking about it on a pod not that long ago. But I went back and watched like a recap video today right before I started playing the game, and even just the graphical fidelity, like such a jump from 2018. It's crazy how much different and how like better situated everything is in the world. Like how much more detailed Kratos himself looks, how detailed some of the enemies look as you're fighting them, like how they have cuts that stay on them. Like it's just, man, it's like from top to bottom. So far, writing fantastic, graphics fantastic, combat fantastic. It's just like they definitely earned for me so far the perfect 10 that I've been seeing across the board. And and we've talked about this before, but it's obviously going to be in the conversation for Game of the Year, and that's going to be a whole different conversation in that of itself. Like God of War versus Elden Ring, we know it's inevitable that these two are going to be the ones that we're going to be talking about at the end of the year. And yeah, it's crazy. It's just crazy.
Yeah, man, I agree. And one thing I am sad about is I haven't heard so many boys, so like boy, like
he's not a boy anymore,
son. Not like I do like it, man. The dialogue, like you said, it hits the spot. It makes you just like get so into the characters and everything like that. I love even the side characters in it. Like they're freaking a great side cast, and that just like make the game so much better. And yeah, man, like I don't know, like I love this Kratos a lot more than the original God of War Kratos because he's like more mature and he has that experience.
Yeah, they didn't give him any depth before, and even the what you just said about you haven't heard boy, like it's very deliberate. Like it shows the evolution of that character and the relationship between him and his son and how he treats him like it's very much a core element of the story. There's a reason why you're not hearing boy. Like, there's everything is very deliberate as far as the dialogue goes. So yeah, it's definitely great. Chris, I know you haven't played it yet, but
yeah, man.
I want to get you in on the conversation. I know you've seen some things and you've seen some reviews and whatnot. So what are you thinking?
Yeah, no, I'm definitely gassed to give it a shot whenever I finally can get around to getting the PS5. Y'all know me, man. I've never had anything bad to say about God of War. I actually think, if I really think about it, I don't know many video games that used to make their game one style and then decide, all right, we're going to switch things up and go in a whole nother direction and actually succeed. The only other game I think that can really speak about is like Breath of the Wild. Like, I can't think of many others that really deviated so hard and like was like, yo, this is a bang and this is what we're going with going forward.
I think Tomb Raider.
I feel like that's another one. That's another good example.
Yeah.
Like it's very impressive that they've been able to pull that off, and not only that's like pull that off, but now they're in a position where other studios and other games kind of want to emulate it. You even saying that you're hoping for this to be like Hellblade. That's kind of where I'm at with it too. Because one, I actually will have a chance to play that on day one type of thing. But two, yeah, we're missing this stuff from Xbox. This is the one thing we kind of could use, man, is these kind of narrative powerhouse games, man. We need a couple of these to really, really hit home and actually have some good staying power. You know what I mean? Like we really, really need one of these to hit. So I'm praying Hellblade does what it needs to do. But yeah, no, I'm excited. Just hearing how Manny's talking, like I think this is the most excited I've ever heard you talk about a game in a while. Because yeah, I ain't never seen you go in like that.
What do you mean? I was excited for Saints Row.
Not like that. Not like what you just did.
Saints Row, bro,
you did all of this and all this screaming and shit, bro. Like you I saw a window to Child Manny for a second.
Bro,
I did.
this game just like
It did.
hits the childhood because like I fucking love God of War since the originals, and now it's like, ah, man, we're getting it again.
Mm.
We are getting it again.
So
Well,
wait, a question for y'all though, because y'all both played it and y'all both played what? Do you guys think this is like objectively much better than Last of Us 2 and the New Horizon
I
so
can't
far?
say yet because like
But those are the other two
I
powerhouses, right? So I'm kind of like curious to see if y'all think this
I'm
kind of
probably
just
gonna be
fall to the
biased and be
head.
like God of War. You know, let's compare the first games. Like out of God of War, The Last of Us One, and Horizon, I'll say God of War, in my opinion, definitely takes the cake. And like the original God of War, well, not the original, but God of War 2018, like in my opinion, set the outline for what a game should be. Like a 10 out of 10 experience, a great cinematic masterpiece with good combat, characters that you love and all that kind of things. And I can't say, for like The Last of Us or Horizon did the same thing. Like I said, I feel like God of War just set the outline for how a good game should be.
I think it's a tough comparison in some aspects because I feel like
True.
God of War is very much on rails, and therefore it's easier to craft like a very specific narrative experience when you're not trying to make it more open world. So I think Horizon almost automatically is at a disadvantage because Horizon's more open world. Um, but that being said, Last of Us it teeters on some of the open world elements, but it's still very much a narrative driven story. So I will also say that I didn't play as much of Horizon as I've played of the other two games, but I also think that there's a reason I haven't played as much Horizon as I played the other two games. I still think Horizon is a good game. I've gone back and tried to play more of it. I just don't think it has the hold on me that like The Last of Us Part 2 had, and definitely so far what God of War's had, and and to pivot to like another game of the year candidate, like not even close the chokehold that Elden Ring had on me. So
Hmm.
Horizon, that's out the door for me immediately.
Mm.
The game just came out the wrong time, man. Like,
I don't even
I
think
know it
it's
came
that
out of.
though. I don't even think it's that. I think it's a good game, and I think a lot of people acknowledge that it's a good game. I just don't think that that style of game, like when you're comparing it to something like a God of War and a Last of Us, is gonna stand up. Like
Hmm.
like it's also like how you look at I guess for another comparison, the story mode of Call of Duty, right? Like it's
Yeah.
very much like on rails. Shit is happening to you, and because of how focused it is, you get these really visceral moments, like you falling out of a helicopter and hanging upside down, and like in first person hanging upside down, and like really being immersed in that experience because it's all happening on a very linear plane. It's literally like watching a movie or experiencing a movie,
Hmm.
and that type of stuff goes completely out the window when you have this large open world and you have all these different things happening like Grand Theft Auto, right? It's a great story, right? All the things that are happening around you in the story mode are hilarious and funny, but they will never come to the same type of immersion that God of War or Call of Duty, those types of games can come to. So I feel like it's like a weird thing to compare, and it almost automatically puts it at a disadvantage. Elden Ring
Hmm.
is a different situation because I also don't think that Elden Ring story can compare to like a God of War story because again it is open world and all those different things. But the thing that Elden Ring gets right is that the combat is fantastic, the world you're exploring is fantastic, like everything around it is great, even if the story isn't necessarily the thing that keeps you there. So
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, I agree. It's like you know, there's the good and bad with like linear games and open world games. Excuse me. I feel like when you have a cinematic masterpiece like God of War, then that's when it thrives the most with linear on rails. With a little bit of like freedom where you can do like these optional side quests here and there. And then you have a game like you said, Elden Ring or Grand Theft Auto, where it's like they give you so much options the way you want to do things and what you can do in the world that like it makes the game great itself. And that's what I like. I'm glad that God of War isn't like this big massive open world game. because I feel like then it just wouldn't feel right because in the end you're just fulfilling the story of Kratos and Atreus and all that kind of thing. And I'm glad that, I feel like a lot of games should be in the same boat. They shouldn't feel forced to do like an open world game just because, we've seen Rockstar do with Grand Theft Auto and Red Dead and, them becoming a massive hit. Because like not everybody can do as well as them. So,
and also I just think it's dependent on the type of story that you're telling. Like True. God of War is a very intimate story. Like the motivations between Atreus and Kratos are very like intimate and personal. Specifically, the motives of the first game in particular. So I don't know. It works better being linear, close up, like everything happening, like literally right over Kratos' shoulder. Like
yeah,
it's very intimate for a reason, and it works for that storyline. And then in comparison to some of those other games, like they're more larger than life. Things are happening on multiple fronts. It's not as intimate and personal. So I guess it kind of gets away with being like more open world. I think obviously like there's room in this world for both of those games. I hope that developers understand when to use which properly and what time frames,
I agree. Yeah, I definitely agree.
But that's a good question though, Chris. I mean, obviously like
I was just curious.
Yeah. It's a thing that it's gonna get compared to, you just named like all three PlayStation exclusives in particular, and obviously people will want to know how they all stack up. I think God of War definitely stands above so far. And I haven't even beat the game yet, so that speaks to a lot of how the game is structured so far. But yeah, we'll talk more about God of War once we're done with it. I think maybe we might try to get a little bit of a more formal review with some spoilers in there. So Chris probably won't be there, or maybe we can find a way to get Chris the game, or I don't know. We'll figure it out. But for now, we're gonna move on to our next topic here. And that's another thing that we've really been looking forward to coming next week. Another war-related thing here. That's Call of Duty. Call of Duty Warzone 2.0. It's dropping on the 16th. And as of today, we just got a decent little breakdown or some details about what to expect on the 16th with Season 1 of Warzone 2 dropping. So, we're getting the Al-Mazrah map in Warzone. We're getting the DMZ game mode. But there's also a couple little things that we didn't know about that were coming. A few of them were pretty funny, to be quite honest to me. So we're getting Messi, we're getting Paul Pogba, and we're getting Neymar as like playable skins in the game as a part of the Modern Warfare FC event. I just want to start off with that real quick.
Can we talk about how we're having the electric Hummer too?
I did see the Hummer branding situation.
That's funny, man.
Bro, I don't. I'm excited for this game, so I don't want to like disparage it with the first thing we talk about. But bro, how corny is that? I don't know. I just feel like it's mad corny that they got Messi and Pogba and Neymar in there. Mad people trying to go get Neymar and Messi. But
I was gonna say it's bag alert, major bag alert, major.
Yeah, they definitely gonna get their money's worth out of that. But man, that shit is so corny to me, bro.
Yeah, I don't understand that either. That's weird. I don't understand that.
I mean,
I know people are gonna buy
it,
it, but it's just like what?
Yeah,
random as fuck.
It's super random. But that's setting in my opinion, that's setting a precedent now. So we're probably gonna see like other celebrities like watch it. We about to have a Bad Bunny skin or some random shit going on. We're gonna have a 21 and Drake skin in there or something.
Bruh, I'm definitely buying 21 skin.
But I guess at the same time, if you're trying to compete with Fortnite, it makes sense, right?
Yeah, it's not. It takes some of the realism away from the game, I think. But
I don't know.
Because I didn't necessarily.
I don't know if I agree with that.
For me, it does. Because like I didn't even like when they did it last year when they had all the whole, the Saw thing and all that shit in the game. It's cool.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to keep it war focused, army focused, and you just wouldn't see that shit on the battlefield.
Well, have you seen them? Have you seen the skins?
No, I haven't seen those skins. No.
Okay, I actually disagree with you on this one. So like I agree that like the saw and those things definitely take you out of the game because they don't look like they belong in war. These
Mm-hmm.
look like it literally is just messy in a like a tactical
Oh,
suit.
fatigues and shit. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
like
Oh, word.
it's not like Messi in like a football jersey. Like he's
Yeah,
actually
that's what I thought.
yeah,
Yeah. Okay. All right.
no. Like they're actually like geared up. Like they got like
Okay.
bulletproof vests on and all that stuff. It's literally just their face that's like the skin technically, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I got no issue with that. That's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
like
cool.
it's corny to me, but at the same time, it's like it makes sense and it's not egregious. It's not like it's completely pulling you out of the experience. So if they could keep it like that, I'm cool with it. I'm definitely cool with it.
Mm-hmm.
Like you get your LeBron James skin up in there, you know, all them dudes. But I thought it was kind of weird because like I don't know, like you like if I'm a celebrity, do I really want people like shooting me in the face in a video game? Like I don't know,
Yeah,
it's kind of weird, yo. Like every
making
time
all these
somebody
memes and
snipes,
shit.
yeah, like I don't know,
Yeah.
get my face
Like
sniped off.
I know this is like a different out of the subject, but like, have you seen the the freaking God of War trailers with fucking LeBron James? Yeah, them shits is
Yeah,
hilarious.
and was it Ben Stiller? Is it Ben Stiller? Who's the
Yeah, I
yeah
think it
yeah
was Ben
yeah
Stiller.
yeah. If you haven't seen them, they're pretty funny. But yeah, I would imagine that because they're starting off with this like Modern Warfare FC event, I'm sure the commercials are probably going to have these three guys in them. And yeah, I'm
Mm-hmm.
curious where that evolves to because I think it could be kind of cool, but also like cheesy at the same time. But you know, whatever. It is what it is. Again,
I
Yeah.
think they could definitely, branch out to even not only just, foot FC, but they can, branch out to NBA and NFL players because we already know players love Call of Duty. So,
oh for sure.
especially Kyler Murray, bro. Like, the memes are hilarious.
Those memes are so stupid. If y'all don't know, the way the internet be getting at Kyler Murray for liking Call of Duty is so bad, bro. Like
It's
I think the
hilarious.
day the game came out, he had a game. Like I think he had a Thursday night game, and the game had came out the next day. And like people were dogging him because he lost, and they were like, "Oh, he lost because he was too busy playing Call of Duty." Da, 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 da. Like there was all these memes and stuff like that. Mad dumb. But anyways, getting into some of the other new features, I just want to kind of talk about them a little bit. So, things they outlined is aquatic combat, so fighting underwater. Definitely something we've talked about
Mm-hmm.
before. The circle collapse, so there's like going to be like three circles sometimes in the
Mm-hmm.
Warzone map. Very interested to play that and see how that rolls out.
Can't wait.
They listed this as a feature, but we've already had this as proximity chat. They had talk about new buy stations. They talk about a third person playlist for Warzone, which is actually pretty cool. Gonna kind of give it that PUBG feel. So I'm curious to try that
Mm-hmm.
out. But they mentioned interrogation as their final feature here. I haven't seen this played out. Manny, you mentioned that there were some streams going of DMZ and Warzone today. I don't know if you happen to see this feature, but I'm very curious what the hell this is. This interrogation feature. The
I'm gonna
first,
guess it's like a Caviero, like,
yep.
you interrogate somebody, you see your teammates.
Yeah, so for those of you who don't know or have never played Rainbow Six Siege, so the character in Siege called Caviera, her like whole thing is that if she downs a player, she can interrogate them and then show the positioning of all their teammates on the map. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking, that would be a really dope ass feature in Warzone in particular. I'm wondering if it's just like I really want to know the logistics of it because is it that you could do it at any time? Do you have to pick up like an attach or some sort of like power up to allow you to do it? Is it in the loadout? Do you have to buy it? Like I want to know because I think that should be
Mm-hmm.
very useful. Like
That
especially
was very powerful.
yeah, for sure. Like especially if you happen to isolate, one person, you down him, you get the interrogation, and then boom. Now the rest of the team is like, fuck, like where like they don't know what to do because now they're completely exposed and like, the rest of the team can swoop in and do what they need to do. Like I
Mm-hmm.
could see a lot of cool plays happening with that. So yeah, I mean Chris, I want to get your take on it in general. You said you think it's a pretty powerful thing. What do you think? What else do you think?
Yeah, it would be one of those things where I think it's a cool feature to add to the game, but they would have to really, really balance that like properly, I think, because that's one of those things where it's very easy for it to just be exploited, I feel, if it's done in the wrong way. Because like, how do I put this? I like when they give you things in video games to expose the enemy, but I don't like when that shit is too easy because then it starts to feel like it's a cheesy thing, and I don't really like relying on it. So if they did it in a way where, like you said, if you get a down, that's a little bit better because at least you're earning the right to do it. But if it's just some pickup on the ground or some shit that you can just buy, like that, I don't know if I like that too much because I think that's a little too strong.
Well, I think what I was saying about the picking it up on the ground thing is like it. So you pick up the ability to do it, but you still have to down the person, and then
okay.
you know what I mean. What I want to know is is it something that you could do at any point in time? Because I don't think that's what they're gonna do. So I would have to imagine it's something that you can buy from the loadout station. Like go to the buy station, you buy the ability to interrogate somebody, and then once you find it someone who's isolated, you down them, you interrogate them, and then boom, everybody else shows up on the map. I would imagine that's how it's gonna go. It's not just gonna be like a. I mean, I guess technically wouldn't be that much different than a UAV, the way you're outlining it, and that wouldn't really be as valuable.
Shit. I was about to say, yeah, because I think that. I guess it depends on how they're going to work the map in the new game because I don't fully know how they're really making that work in the new Warzone. But if we're going off of how the last one went, I might actually would prefer the interrogation over a UAV because yeah, like that shit. There's a lot of crunch time scenarios where I feel like that shit could have been handy, man. Like I remember that one time where we were all playing, and I think I was the last person alive, and I was just trying to run for my life. I had nothing. I had nothing. And I remember two of the dudes was on top of the roof and I didn't know it. And I managed to down one, but the other dude came off and flipped me and I was like, fuck. So like a scenario like that could have been cool because then I would have known the other guy was there and I could have maybe made a play. It would have given me a chance to do it. But I don't know. There's so many of these players that exploit shit, and I'm just like, yo, y'all be on some bullshit. So yeah, I'm down for it as long as it's tuned right and they've tested it and it works how it's supposed to work, and they put it in a way where it's just not for free. Then yeah, I'm okay with it.
Yeah, the only way I can see that working is, I mean, how you obtain it beforehand is a completely different conversation, and I don't know where they're gonna go with that. But the idea that you have to down someone and then interrogate them, I'm gonna say I'm 99% sure that that's exactly how it's gonna work. Because otherwise, I don't know. Like that's just how they do it in every game. So why call it interrogation if you're not gonna play by those rules at least?
Yeah.
But they did also outline pivoting away from this. They also outlined like the new gulag that's gonna be a 2v2 thing. I know that's been a high point of contention. Manny, have you gotten a chance to see any of the Gulag gameplay, even from the original Call of Duty event?
Oh yeah, so it's a 2v2, and you actually, matched up with like a random from, whoever died as well in the match, and it's basically like, I forgot what that mode is in Modern Warfare, but like you're just running around.
I don't remember what it's called either, but yep.
And I remember seeing, what is it called? When they're in a gulag, you start off with, I believe, either a pistol or no weapon, and you would have to run around and find weapons and kill your opponents pretty much. So
I don't like the rando teammate thing.
I don't either.
You got to play together with a random, and you got to hope that y'all,
not a fan of that. It is so easy to get put at a disadvantage, bro, with that situation. Yeah. You're going to get teamed up with people who don't got mics. You're going to get teamed up with people who are just trash. Like, bro, they're going to get you killed more often than they come through for you. I promise. I promise.
Well, the mic thing, you're going to be
sitting there like...
Yeah, the mic thing, I feel like that's going to be, like... Because everybody's going to be playing in a party with their friends. So, like, that mic thing is definitely going to come into play for sure. It's really only going to benefit those who play like prox chat on on PC really at the end of the day. But yeah, I mean, I guess if the ping system, like there's ways to work it out with randos. It's just I don't know.
But do you have the time to do that in the gulag? That's what I'm trying to get at. Like you have like the couple second countdown right before it kicks off, and then you can either somehow figure out how to communicate with your partner right quick and then go fight. Or just try to find a key on your own and get out and see if you could do it that way, I guess. It's just, you leave too much in the other person's hand for them to fuck up. And it's really easy for it to go from a 2v2 to a 1v1.
Yeah.
Once it's a 1v1, it's like, God damn, man, shit.
But at the same
I'm
time,
already out in the
or
gulag.
1v2 because your teammates are
right,
trash.
1v2, yeah, 1v2 is definitely more likely. But then at the same
So,
time,
yeah,
man,
I'm sorry.
I'm
Said it
sure
wrong.
I'm sure that's by design. I'm sure that they wanted it to be harder. They probably saw the
Mhm.
data and they were like, "Yo, people like these dudes are winning gulags too quickly. Like it tends to be lopsided." If I'm sure it's probably a way to pair up more inexperienced players with more experienced players so that they're not feeling like people are getting barreled down upon. I can see scenarios where
Mhm.
it's beneficial. I don't know. They tweak with the gulag a little too much. Like I feel like
I feel the same way,
yeah,
man.
like
It was fine.
yeah, like the OG way it was,
Mhm.
man. It was a game changer. People loved it. But at the same time, I feel like you're afforded the ability to play with it when your teammates can still buy you back. So that's if the only way you can come back is from the gulag and they're making all these changes and shit, I'd be like, nah, y'all, no, stop this. But considering you got a chance to have your teammates buy you back, I'm okay with them experimenting with it because I think if you can change things up and make things fresh, you know, I'm cool with it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
I
gonna be
agree.
for some funny highlights, I tell you that.
Oh
But it's
yeah,
gonna be really funny
oh
clips that
yeah.
come from this shit.
I think that's another one of those things that's calculated. I think they probably are doing that on purpose to
Yeah.
to get the conversation around Warzone like triggered it a little bit more. Damn, many in them vans, bro.
Man, nah, when you live in the hood, people just don't know how to fucking keep a nice muffler on.
Oh god. But yeah, I mean, the last thing I want to talk a little bit more about, and Manny, this I'm definitely going to defer to you on this one because you mentioned that people were streaming this was the DMZ mode.
Mhm.
Did you see any of it? Because I still haven't seen anything about it. That's the biggest question mark for me on Warzone 2, hands down, is this DMZ mode. I want to know everything about it. If they're saying it's like Tarkov, like I need this. I need this in my life. So, got
Yeah,
any
it's looking
info?
like Tarkov. Like there's, it looks like, at least with how Tarkov works, you spawn in a random section of a map. It's PvPvE. So they have like these random enemy strongholds, and it looks like even the little enemy bots are actually pretty like hard to fight, which is like good because
Good.
in a game where loot is everything, it's actually feeling like you're earning your loot instead of just like walking, a nice walk in the park or whatever. They have like strongholds and fortresses you can go through. There's even a radiation area, which I'm sure has like high tier loot, and I'm guessing you're probably gonna need like a gas mask to get through, kind of thing. And also, it looks like there's just like Tarkov, like extraction zones where you can get out with the loot you have, or if you want to like finish the match out, you can, but you definitely need to extract in order to get the loot that you have with you. And the loots that I've been seeing as well have been like stuff like files and stuff like that that you can have that has value to it, so you can help create your loadout even better when you go out next time because you have this extra cash. So yeah, it's definitely looking like a Tarkov.
Good. Good.
Hmm.
That means I don't have to buy Tarkov anymore.
Hey man, that game's scary.
Oh man. I might still buy Tarkov. We'll see how it all pans out. But I've been holding off on buying Tarkov. Manny's been bugging me to get it, and I'm like, yo, DMZ's
Sad.
coming, so I don't have to get it on there. But we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Sad.
I'm sorry, Manny. I'm sorry. I let you down. But
It's okay.
it is what it is.
I gotta level up some weapons, man. I'm slacking. God
Oh,
damn.
bro, I'm so ready for this. I'm level
Oh,
55. I got my Bison, aka Mini Bot,
The
ready to go.
Fuck, this man's.
We out here grinding, Chris.
Bro, everybody's
Yeah,
been saying the 74U is fucking broken.
Yeah, I heard that
And
shit fire.
I'm kind of like tight because like, people always like, oh, this is the best loadout to play. Or like that fucking one TikToker that has like that one angle like this and he's like talking with a straight ass face like, this is the best loadout to use. Like, shut the fuck up. Like, just fucking play the game, have fun, use fucking weapons. I don't want to
Use what
fucking
you
come in
like.
the lobby. I don't want to come in the lobby. Everybody's rolling with 74 uses because it's the best gun in the game, bro. That's one thing I hate. Like, I'm more of like a casual competitive player, but like the fact that everybody's all about metas and shit just ruined the game because
Yeah.
obviously
Oh, it
like there are
always
gonna be
is,
some
bro.
game breaking weapons and shit. Just fucking play the game, man.
First
Have
nerf.
fun.
So
First
yo,
nerf.
Oh, sorry.
I say it all
Sorry
the
for
time,
you,
bro.
probably good nerf.
The social media stuff, it kills games sometimes, bro.
It did. That is a fact.
Because I've been seeing that shit all in my feed on
Absolutely.
TikTok and Instagram,
But it's
and all
every
that shit.
game. It's every game, bro. Like I remember with Madden, it's like, oh, this is that the game breaking play or whatever, one play touchdown. Like you'll see that those TikToks or like YouTube videos, and then everybody online is running the same plays, the same defenses, the same cheese all the time. It ruins the game. Then you switch over to a game like 2K, same builds, demigod build. This is my power forward Giannis Antetokounmpo demigod build.
This is the dribble moves you need
every time. This is the dribble move set that you need to get open and shoot. Everybody got the Curry slide. That's why they had to.
And every fucking montage is the same thing, bro. Especially in 2K, bro. It's like Curry slide. Oh, run back for 3.
Every
like, bro, you're not good. You're not good, bro. No skill. And then when like there is change, like this 2K when they actually added the momentum bar, everything like that. Oh, they tailored this game to old heads. Your old heads have no skill.
This is probably the one 2K where you don't see as many of those montages because you can't do the Curry slide, run left, run right, and then just fade and shoot. Like you can't do it anymore. But there's still other things here and there that people still are like, oh, like this badge is the like everybody's got the same damn builds. Yep. Everybody's doing the same damn shit.
And then everybody talks the fucking same way, like they're a fucking robot.
Yep.
Welcome to my class setup. This is what will win you games. Like no fucking personality, bro. And people fucking like that shit. Like you like fucking.
Nobody wants to put the time in to like figure out the stuff, so they just like, oh, what's the best build for me, guys? And then they, you know, like that's definitely happening in Modern Warfare. Because I'm starting to see it.
Nah. Coming in there with my MP7
I don't
and my
have
M4,
a lot of time.
Yeah.
Like I understand people don't have a lot of time to like dabble on these shits and find out which gun is good for them, but don't fucking like.
That's part of the fun, though. To me, that's the fun is like figuring that out.
That is the fun,
dude. As soon as I figured out that what the Bison was, I was like, yo, I want the Bison. That was my favorite gun in the first Modern Warfare. And I was like, oh, okay, they call it the mini Bach now. All right, whatever, bet. We'll go through the whole progression system. We'll go through all basically the AK-74 like class system. It's at the very end, the last thing that you could possibly get. Got that, maxed it out, got my gold camo. Like I'm out here, bro. I'm ready for Warzone.
Damn, bro. Shit.
Yeah,
I gotta catch up.
And then Lizzo about to pull up, yo. This mini bot class will get you. No, what you gotta say with a straight face on that, like you gotta have that one angle. Like this. I swear there's this one fucking TikToker that says like this. This will get you wins in Warzone. No, not even want to smile. He'd be like,
but like you gotta start zoomed in when he says this, and then you gotta get the letter boxes around you too, and then as you say it, yup.
This class will get you dubs in Warzone.
Fuck yeah, bro.
Just have fun with the fucking game. Now my shit's not even
I'm blurred, bro. I'm blurred.
Just cover it. There you go. There you go.
We good. Oh,
shit.
Nah,
this class will get you dubs.
It's gonna get worse, yo. It's gonna get worse when Warzone comes out. Watch, bro. Every TikTok you scrolling through, bro. It's gonna be the same thing.
Man, J-God, man. This J-God is he's out here with the videos,
we can't
bro.
be the only ones that like get tired of that shit. It's the same shit.
Oh,
people have no personality.
I've heard that joke go around for a minute. Everybody's tired of it, but then at the same time, there's a large subsection of people who are still gonna rock with it. So it's not going anywhere. It's not going anywhere. But
not anytime soon at all.
That's all right though.
At all.
The good thing about some of those metas is if everybody's using it, you learn how to counter it. So then somebody's got to find a new meta at some point. So
yeah, they don't stay stagnant unless the developers allow that. You know,
too, bro. Yeah. Once the nerfs happen and people be like, "Oh shit, I can't fucking play this game because I suck." Oh, we should have fucking did it.
Yeah, but I remember when the Graw got nerfed and that shit was still.
The Graw on its prime was a fucking sniper, bro. My God.
Because like I remember they took down the TTK, but they wanted it to still feel good. So like even if you were still good at shooting the Gra, you could still get kills with this shit. It's just not gonna be as fast. That shit was it's a legend. It is legendary
no
legend.
recoil. Cats was just out here
Bruh.
beaming you, bro.
You didn't even need to put optics on that bitch, bro. You could have that shit naked across the map.
That was
Yo,
me, bro.
what?
That shit, I had the fucking iron sight and I was lasering people across the map with that shit.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I remember.
The girl was nice. It just felt so good, bro. It did. It did.
It's sadly, I was one of those freaking douches.
Oh man,
at least you're honest, Manny.
There was some good memories though. Good memories of Warzone. I remember one of the first times I saw you with that damn Gra. I was like, put that shit away, bro. Like, nah, man, shit hard. I'm like,
bro, I was rocking with the M4 all around except for like the Gra face I had, bro. The M4 was always reliable and fucking great. And then like after the Gra got nerfed, everybody was like, the M4 is now the gun to use.
And the AMAX too. AMAX had a lot of time in the sun.
Yeah, AMAX.
AMAX did mad damage, bro.
That shit was annoying.
That was busted. AMAX was definitely busted. But like, I don't know if y'all feel this way, but the M4 in this new one, it feels better than the 2019 version of me. Like, I'm loving the M4 in this new game, man.
I gotta like continue dabbling with it. I'm starting to like, finally maxing out every gun just because I already have most of the weapons unlocked. And I'm definitely loving the Kostov, the 74 or the fucking 5.5, whatever. Mm-hmm. All the AK class weapons are elite. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. But M4 is a classic too. I do fuck with them too.
I'm trying to get through all the marksman rifles, try to get them down because some of the marksman rifles then unlock snipers, and I'm trying to get a mini box sniper combo ready for Warzone. I'm about to be out here sniping cats. Just
y'all see that SPR? Y'all see that SPR's back, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's the one I'm working on right now.
What was I gonna say, bro? Fucking the Lockman. Oh man, I love the Lockman sub.
I heard that was a good weapon too.
So it eventually unlocks the MP5, right? I want to get there, but
you gotta get the fucking. You gotta do the 7.62 first, and then a Lockman AR, and then a Lockman sub.
Yeah, that's probably gonna be the one I'm gonna work on next because when I first picked up the OG Lockman, like the one they want you to start with, I think is the battle rifle one. I don't know.
Yeah,
it wasn't working well for me, but I'm gonna have to power through it because I want to get that SMG too.
Yeah, dude. Like I said, I remember I was playing a ground war match, and like with the Lockman sub, I went like 40 and 5, and just killing them, man.
Yeah, man. Huh. Well, I think it's a good place to wrap it up. We're getting off on tangents about Call of Duty at this point, but we're excited, man. We're excited.
We got to be like, this will be the end of the episode. Please like and subscribe.
Bad try.
Bro, that's how these fucking TikTokers be. Mad dry.
That is how they sound, guys. But yeah, we'll end it here. Thank you guys for watching and listening. We'll be talking a lot more about Warzone next week for sure. Also giving you guys more of hopefully a review of God of War. I hope we'll be done with it. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna finish this by the weekend. I mean, I think Friday
definitely
I'm off. Only thing I got to do Friday is Black Panther, and that's not till the afternoon. So I'm
watching that tomorrow.
Oh shoot, we can't talk until I watch it. I'm gonna just tell you that right now.
I'll be in God of War anyway. So
that's true. All right, y'all. Well, thank y'all for watching and listening. You already know. Make sure to check us out on our social medias at XPackPod on Twitter, and then also just search us up Xpansion Pack Podcast with an X on TikTok. Make sure to check us out. We'll have our little videos where we hit you with this is the best class for Warzone 2.
Yo, that shit be looking crazy.
This is the best class for Warzone 2. No, it's not.
Oh shit! All right, y'all.
Yo, it's that awkward pause, bro.
It is, yo. It is. It's so weird,
bro.
All right, we'll check you guys out next time, guys. Make sure to like and subscribe. Peace.